This is Ken Lake with MAC with a technical market update for Friday, September 30th. USDA stocks report out this afternoon was neutral corn and beans, a little bit bearish wheat, but nevertheless all the markets traded a bit higher at the end of the day. I'm going to start today or tonight with December corn. And you can see in the December corn chart here on the right is our update today. These corn closed up 8 cents. And notice that the 20-day moving average is about to cross over the 50-day moving average, which longer term is kind of a bullish signal here. And if you notice the sideways pattern we've created here between 341 and 314, it would indicate that the market probably moves a little sideways here with the support at 314, the old contract low. We've got a supply and demand report coming out around the 10th of October, so that'll be the next time that we have a risk that fundamentally we weaken up a little bit if USDA doesn't start paring back the corn crop size as most analysts think they should. Notice stochastics crossed over to a buy signal in here as well earlier today, and then so again this kind of action could attract a little business and could mean that at least the lows are in for corn and maybe some higher values later on, but I do think we have to get through the October supply and demand report before we can be more confident that corn values can lay in some firmness here. Switching over to November beans, fortunately, even with kind of a neutral report, maybe even a bullish report, USDA did take 3 million bushels out of the ending stocks for last year's production, and so you can see how long it takes USDA to make the corrections in production if there is some issues, and so that takes a while. So I'm pleased that the close tonight over here at 9:54 close still shows that our 837 low holds. We did have this trade over here 4 days ago at 833 low. Caused some concern, but for now it looks to me like the lows are in at 937, and we'll look for some higher values. My biggest concern in the charts is here, where we've got the 50-day moving average about to trade under the 200-day moving average, which is a bearish cross, and if we can't get some higher days into next week, then this thing crosses and gets a little more bearish. And looking forward, one of the supports in this market has been the fact that we have crop or harvest delays because of the wet weather, and that's going to clear up mid next week, and by next weekend it looks like combines will be rolling everywhere. So we'll see some hedge pressure into next weekend. I still would say that if farmers need to raise cash from a soybean sale, they need to do it sooner than later, because within the next week or 10 days we may test this 937 low, trade below it, and then that leaves open downside risk that's somewhat more ugly in soybeans. I'm going to switch finally then to December wheat. Haven't talked about wheat for a while, but as you can see here in the charts, our 386 low has been holding. Again, the stocks report tonight showed bigger stocks than what the trade had anticipated. Put a low in at 390 earlier today, but again held the old low of 386. So this market's just marking itself sideways. It wants to see how many acres that U.S. farmers decide to plant, locally with a soft red crop here in the Eastern Corn Belt. Customers I talk to, for the most part, talk to me about reducing acres. There's only a few that say they're going to plant the same as they always have, and there are a few that tell me they're not going to plant any at all. All in all, soft red acres in the Eastern Corn Belt will be down, and we would expect that total acres would be down in wheat across the country. We'll just have to see how that plays out. So those of you holding old crop wheat, still looking for these lows to hold and waiting through the planning progress here in the next few weeks, hoping for a crop size that is at least 5% lower than last year, and at that point then we may be able to build some support on the heels of a more bullish corn and bean market as well. That's all for the night. Thanks for watching.